Will The Rock return soon? We have new information, and that new information says maybe. Maybe. Dave Meltzer has mentioned that the WWE are hoping to get The Rock for Survivor Series. The key word, hoping. Andrew Zarian, also of the Wrestling Observer and of course the Mat Men podcast, has confirmed this report, and he's been on quite the roll recently, that the WWE are hoping to get The Rock for Survivor Series. As seemingly always with Meltzer reports though, what websites are actually reporting based on this is so far from the initial report that it borders on parody. It genuinely feels sometimes like I'm reading kayfabe news with the level of hilarity some of these headlines have got to. I've seen one aggregator giving this particular report the headline, "The Rock's return contract leaks." What the hell is that? Genuinely, what the hell is that? Can we take a step back for a minute and just recognize what this actually is? The WWE will always hope to have as much of The Rock as possible. Reporting that the WWE wants Survivor Series to be a big show is automatically disingenuous. It's one of the big four. Pardon me. It already is a big show. I reported last week, for example, that NXT would be in the mix again this year. It's a big show. Please be aware, especially if you're watching this on YouTube, because I'll clip this out, that this is dirt sheet bait at its finest. Yes, it's good to hear that the WWE are trying to get The Rock back. They've been trying for years. Years. It's good to hear they're looking at beginning a feud between Roman Reigns and The Rock. They've been trying for years. The key word is hoping. Hoping. If you clicked on this video on YouTube, it's likely because they use the following SEO-friendly terms. The Rock. WWE Survivor Series 2021. Vince McMahon. Revealed. You know where else you're going to see all of those SEO-friendly terms? Everywhere. Literally everywhere. We've seen the same about a Bray Wyatt update. The only real news in that? He's taking time off intentionally. Oh good, he didn't accidentally vanish for 5 months of the 6 so far this year. He intended to. Wrestling journalism is infuriating at times. Infuriating. Oh, and the fact that words can get so easily twisted. It's lovely to know that the WWE are trying to get The Rock back. I'm excited to see that. But let's just wait until they're getting The Rock back. Let's just wait and see. Eleanor says, I know it's fairly unlikely, but imagine if Bayley drags Becky during Ding Dong Hello. Well, Seth is there, so there's an easy route to that. Eleanor also says, I'm shocked they want The Rock for WrestleMania 38. I thought for sure they'd wait for WrestleMania 39, given it's in Hollywood. This is what I mean when I say they're always trying to get The Rock back. His schedule is very, very hectic. He's The Rock. So I think it's one of those where if a gap opens up, they'll take it now rather than any time in the future, just because there's a gap. Matt says WWE hasn't cared about Survivor Series for years, so disagree on that one. They are really enjoying this particular Survivor Series format, and let's not forget, this is the show that featured Brock Lesnar and Goldberg, and they really hyped the hell out of this one. Big stuff happens at Survivor Series. When NXT were first involved, they won. We had the Raw clean sweep. We had Lana being the sole survivor, and then getting really... That doesn't support what I'm saying, does it? And Michael says, I'm really bummed out that we missed out on Sasha versus Asuka versus Io last year. Could not agree more, mate. Could not agree more. I am really hoping we get Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns versus Karrion Kross. That would elevate Karrion Kross and NXT by extension to a whole new degree if they're willing to keep the championship on Lashley that long. I suspect it may end up being McIntyre again. Did NXT winning Survivor Series mean anything in the long haul? Well, yeah, they used that for months. It was their big launch, as it were. And it worked out for them. It depends what you mean by meaning anything. It was big for NXT. It wasn't big for Raw or SmackDown. They were able to brush it off quite easily. But that's the plan. It was big for NXT because it got a whole load of eyes on the product and really helped to build their initial audience. They didn't have the promotion that AEW had going into the Wednesday night wars, as it were. So Survivor Series was their promotion, essentially.